Marvin got a beer, I bet.
I got a
Oh,
beer.
oh, oh! I've got my Drambuie on ice.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yum.
mean, cashews.
It's gonna be a good night.
All right. You know what? I keep going. I'm suffering from severe ADD today. I gotta send an email real quick. Yeah. What's everybody got going? In my list, Andrew, you're first.
Oh, what? I'm first?
Yeah.
I don't mind going first. What I have going on? More cell phone stands. That's been my hot ticket item this year, Ray. I have a new keyboard that I'm working on. Hold on. So I did the 60%. This is my long-term goal. Is a full 100 and probably 108 keys, because I got some extra keys up here, which will be for my media keys, which is like mute, play, pause, forward, next. I have to have media keys. So this is out of pine actually, but I've stained it ebony, and I've lacquered it like 6,000 coats of lacquer, and
Nice.
it
Cool.
is
Shiny.
mirror.
Cool. I thought it was plastic there for
No,
a minute.
no, it's just pine. It's a little, because it's so big and there's such a big pocket. I mean, let's see if I can get it in there without scratching it up. But because it's such a big pocket, it's removed a lot of the internal structure of the wood, obviously, and it does have a bit of a flex to it. I think I can remedy that in post-production with a backplate. I think I can remedy that maybe with a backplate. Maybe I'll just do an aluminum backplate for this with some stability points in the middle here somewhere. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, or if I'm just going to go with a much harder wood overall. But this is a design that I'm really happy with and I want to stick with. And if I can do it as a PCB, that would be even better. But what I guess maybe I could do is do like an aluminum interior layer or something. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But anyway, this is a long-term project goal. I want a full-size. I like the big full-size keyboard for like my desk. I actually have a full-size keyboard, Steel Series keyboard here, and it's got all kinds of extra damn buttons that I don't ever flip and use. It's like this whole row of extra things that I can program that I never use. But anyway, but I like the full-size keyboard at my desk, so I'm gonna work on this in my spare time. And the 60% that I finished is my travel keyboard. I use it for my Surface Pro when I'm at work sometimes. But that, and then I'm working on etching a PCB. I'm gonna be I say etching, it's actually going to be more like engraving. So I've got to get some stiffening and stability mods done for the X-Carve, which I was telling Marvin and some of the guys. I have a wish list on Amazon, and 2 items that I need for that mod have been purchased off that list. So either someone else is getting it or I'm getting it. But they're the drop-in T-nuts and the M4 screws. So I'll be able to do the Y-axis gantry stability, the left-right stability mod for it.
Well, you can narrow it down by the number of people that you give access to your wish list, right?
Well, it's public, and I posted it on my Facebook, but my little brother asked about it, so he probably got it for me. I think both the items together are like $20, so it's likelihood that I got that. But you know, it's one of those things where either I get it or I buy it. I don't really care which one. So, but I'm also working on a 40% keyboard. That's going to be my first project, is the 40%, and I think John might get one of the PCBs if I ever get the damn thing to work, because he's been itching for a 40% keyboard ever since I brought mech keyboards up. His eyes got big.
They are cool.
Yeah. Just for comparison, I actually have a. Just for comparison, so this is a standard full-size keyboard that everybody's familiar with. This is a 40% keyboard. So
It's like the IBM wireless keyboards, or not IBM, the Apple Apple Bluetooth keyboard, the little single one. It's about the same size.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. These don't have number keys on them. It's just like from the letter row down to where the space bar is. So if you're looking at your keyboard at home and you look down, just forget you've got number keys, and that's it. It's just the core keys. It's the QWRTY down to your space bar. You get your tab, your backspace, your enter key, and that's it. I mean, it's the absolute minimum amount of keys possible with a standard layout, where you're not using modifiers to press standard keystrokes. So, but anyway, it's an interesting little project that I've got going on. So I'm hoping that one day it can potentially be a source of income for me. Either for just making the shells, or whatever. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it very much. But I think that's about all I've got going on right now. Besides the modifications that I've been wanting to do for my X car for quite some time now. The Linux CNC conversion, the rewiring, and the limit switches. Here's a question for you guys, you Linux CNC guys. Do you have to use the limit switches, or is that just recommended?
Use limit switches.
Can you make it run without it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make it run without it.
Is it recommended? Probably not.
No, I would highly recommend reference switches and reference and limits.
Okay. That's fair enough.
That's such a much better name, reference, as opposed to home, because that's really all they are.
Right.
Bravo. Nobody calls them that, though. They should.
No, and everybody wants to confuse home with your work offset, your G54 or etc. And they aren't the same. You can set them in the same spot.
Yes.
It's possible to do that, but when you do that, you limit your ability to only move in two directions. All right. So it's generally not a good idea to work from the reference position or the machine zero position, because you limit your ability to move from there. But so I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think that's all I had.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
Let's see, Dave. I'm just going down the list as they appear in my monitor, and Dave is number 2. So, Dave, what do you got? Come on,
not a whole
Been in the
lot.
shop.
Yeah,
Built
I was
something.
out there. I machined a set of Y-axis plates for a guy in Ohio. Got them shipped, and he should have gotten them today. They were in Cincinnati yesterday, and so he should have gotten them today, I think. If not, he'll get them Monday. But other than that, been pretty quiet around here, other than the rain. 1.34 inches of rain so far today.
Ooh.
That's
Well,
from
there's
midnight.
been some flooding up there, too, I hear.
Oh yeah, yeah. The coast down Tillamook to coast. Well, you were in Tillamook.
Yeah.
Well, Highway 101 has
Flooded
been
out.
underwater. Yeah, it goes underwater every time it rains. They've had several landslides that have closed highways. I-5 North, just above Woodland, where we go shopping, was closed for several hours from a landslide. And
Wow.
yeah. I don't know that there's been any deaths, but there's been a hell of a lot of people that go, I can drive through that water. Gurgle, 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 gurgle. Yeah. I mean, idiots. You just want to reach out and thump them. But
So nothing
that's
new
about
though.
it for
No
me.
projects.
No,
project.
not really. Not really. Got lots of
Alrighty.
stuff rattling around my mind, but I haven't put it down on paper or computer or anything. So.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day about something like that too, and it led to the topic of bookmarks on computers, on the browsers, and how I need something better than bookmarks, because I can bookmark something, but I'll never find it again. Never seems like I can anyway.
I got so damn many bookmarks that
Yeah, doesn't work.
No. Onshape is going from beta to first release early next week. So might be interesting.
And it's somebody said they're adding cam. Is that what somebody said? I saw.
They're adding a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff.
They must be really trying to go head to head with AutoCAD, Autodesk. I mean, like lighting a fire, trying to.
Well, they're trying to light a fire under a lot of people. You know, they'd like to knock SolidWorks out of its first place position, to knock AutoCAD out of its second place position, etc. And so.
Well, if you're not out to be number one, you're gonna have a hard time getting anything done. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That no getting around that. They are coming out with. Let me find the. Come on. Ah, crap. Just trying to find the list of things that they've said that will be available. I can't find it. Well, the analysis, rendering, cam, content, and more is so. There's
it's a big update.
Yeah. And that stuff is all going to be in beta for a while, but so it's going to prove to be interesting. So, okay, I'll shut up.
Let's see, Marvin.
I'll have to take myself off the mute. Nothing. Just making beer. Nothing. Well, not making. Just racking some beer, meaning that taking it from a fermentation stage into keg. So I think I have taken off all my fermentations now, and I'm now all in keg. So I'm going to leave all of them just what they call lagering, meaning that they are just sitting there at 34 degrees for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Huh. Yeah, you just posted a picture, right?
Yeah, so that was the last one into a keg. So you set the PSI to 12.5%, depends on the carbonation volume, and you just leave the CO2 on it, and you purge the oxygen and you put CO2 in there, and it just you can force carbonate it, or you can wait for a few days and it automatically creates the CO2 inside there. So each beer has a certain amount of CO2 in terms of the bubbles, the carbonation bubbles. I like mine a little more carbonated than most beers, so I go a little higher, which most beers are like 2.4, 2.5 carbonation volume. I like mine at 3.
Oh.
It's a little more bite on it. You know, when you drink a beer or drink something and you feel the bubbles on your tongue, that I like.
Yeah. I may actually tackle another one this year. I did one for the first time last year, just a small batch, but that was kind of fun.
Yes, it's a very, very, very interesting thing. So Other than that, I'll tell you what I'm getting to my son, and that's it. Nothing. I haven't touched the CNC. I haven't gone near it. Maybe early next year I will start it. So it's sad that I bought all this updated and gone much bigger, and I have done nothing to nothing. It just sits there. And then I have my wife nagging me saying, "I told you so." I said to her, "It's not the building, it's the buying that one is addicted to."
Plus the new hobby, the amplifiers. So
Yeah, so that's on the way. Well, it. They last time I spoke to them, they emailed me on Thursday and said it's still in the building process. So because they usually their market is 220, and I don't want 220, I want 110. It takes 2 to 3 weeks for them to build. So hopefully by January it will finish build.
nice,
So
bespoke.
and then it takes 3 weeks to get to Jamaica. Then a week in customs, and then so 4 weeks.
What will you end up paying for something like that in customs?
Um, I hopefully don't pay anything. I pray, but other than that, I could pay up to as a luxury item, so I could pay up to 50%, 40%,
God, jeez.
because it would be considered like, say, for instance, a TV. I can bring in a TV on a 32-inch, 36-inch, free, no duty. But once I go above 36 inches, then that duty is 20%, 40%, depends on the size, because it becomes a luxury item now. If I buy a car, the duty is 50%, 60%, 100% in terms of, and the higher the CC, the more luxury the car, the greater the duty, because it becomes they're saying, hey, I'm going to penalize you because you like a nice car. So,
Wow. Wow.
so if it was a kit version, I could, wiggle my way out, but we'll see. Sometimes you're lucky and the customs officer just says, go, just have a nice day. So it's a hit and miss situation. Depends on if the person is in a good mood or a bad mood, you know. And there's nothing you can do, because if they're going to charge you, they're going to charge you the full amount. If you go to her supervisor, she's like, well, the government says to collect it. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. They're not going to deny that.
So that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, and you don't want to bribe them.
You don't, because it makes it worse. Because you may lose. I may lose a $2,000 investment, So think about it. I paid something for $2,000 and I have to pay $1,000 duty. So it's a $3,000 item now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So be very fortunate when you guys really receive goods in the United States, and it's most times 99% of the time duty free. 99, unless it's a huge commercial. Think about you buying something on AliExpress or any of those sites in China, and
Sorry.
every time it lands in Jamaica or lands in your country, you have to go to the airport, because it's a custom. It attracts customs, and the only time it is like when FedEx or DHL FedEx or DHL delivers to me, is unless it's a duty-free item. Other than that, they only go to the airport, and you personally have to clear it, because you have to pay the duty. So it's strange when you get in, if you get in paper or getting stupid things that are duty-free, they will, but if it's like a questionable, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm glad. Not us. Oof.
Yeah.
And that fellow that's from Barbados
They pay a lot too. Yeah.
on the forum, he really gets sucked, and just about everything he buys comes by ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess air freight is outrageously expensive into Barbados.
Yeah, we are very fortunate, because Barbados every Caribbean island tends to have some, what we call it, a first world country has some influence over that island. So because of our proximity to the United States, which is just an hour and 20 minutes flight, our our influence is more North American. For Barbados, their influence is not that is closer, but their focus is England. So a lot of things that they buy come through England. So a lot of things are air, you know. So and their hub is Barbados is not what we call a great transit hub, not like Jamaica where we're close to the Panama Canal. A lot of ships dock into Jamaica just to in transit going to another destination. Barbados is just not a frequent in transit destination, so a lot of it is difficult for them. You know? We're
Well,
very lucky of where our location is.
a lot of tourist trade in Barbados too, isn't there?
Yeah. They get a lot of more Europeans and more Europeans. We get more North Americans, and you tend to find we get a lot of Europeans too, but our tourism has now moved towards or getting slowly towards the niche market of tree huggers, that kind of environmentalist. You know, they want to do something different because for many years Jamaica has been this mega of tourists where you go to all inclusives and it's just people want to go in the woods and smoke marijuana all day and and hug a tree, swim in the river.
Did the whole marijuana thing, isn't that legal now, or is it
Yeah.
still illegal in Jamaica?
It is okay. So it is legal. I can grow 5 plants
Right.
in my house. I am allowed. It is not legal, but it is what's called how do I put it? The law in Jamaica says that I can smoke it, but it's not legal. There's some way that they have this workaround because, and the reason why it is, the law would have been that Jamaica would have said, hey, it's not legal. But because we have what we call UN and all of these international countries like United States, England, that loan us money or have trade agreements with us, on their book says any country that has, death penalties or has, illegal marijuana or whatever, we won't trade with them. Agreed? So Jamaica, one of those regulations is that hey, we make marijuana legal, then Jamaica cannot be a trading partner.
I
So
see.
what Jamaica does is saying, hey, it is not legal, but guess what?
We're not going to say anything if we catch you.
Right. If you
We're just
get
not going to
caught,
enforce it.
correct. We're just not what they enforce it. So, but the country is moving towards more of a tourism section. So, what the government has been doing is looking at it as a opportunity. Because there's nowhere else in the world that people identify marijuana other than Jamaica. If you
Right.
speak about marijuana, you're speaking about Jamaica. It is just renowned in the world that it is the home of marijuana, although it's illegal. So the country is now kind of pushing towards it where, hey, you come to Jamaica, you decide, Andrew, you want to come to Jamaica, you buy a visa, you get a card, for instance, for 10 US, and that allows you to buy so many ounces of marijuana legally.
Right.
And you can smoke it as much as you want. But I mean, in Jamaica, I would say it's legal because I see it every day of my life, and I see it every corner on every street, everywhere. It is how you guys walk and see people smoking cigarettes. I see that I'm seeing the equivalent of marijuana in Jamaica.
Well,
And
it's a cultural thing.
It's a
in
cultural thing.
Jamaica. I know it's almost. Is it religious? Is the
Yes,
Rastafarian? It's religious in
right,
that
it's a sacrament.
aspect.
Yes, it's a sacrament. So in the Rastafarian religion, it's a sacrament that to smoke marijuana. So it's a part of their religious,
Right.
belief that marijuana is, and the Rastafarians have the right thought. The Rastafarian says, okay, if I buy cabbage or I cook tomatoes, or it's not illegal to eat tomatoes, it's not illegal to eat cabbage, but you tell me that that growing marijuana is the same process, but you tell me that it's
Right.
illegal. So then why don't you make eating tomatoes illegal? Because I'm not reprocessing it. I'm not doing anything
Right.
to make it into something else. I'm just taking the raw thing. So It's a belief. So in Jamaica, I would say to you, the only thing that people don't know will smoke it in front of a police officer. But if you go to a party, I would say, I don't know, it's just amazing. I can't explain to people unless you come and see it. And friends that I have met over my years through college or through business come to Jamaica and it's amazed. Even when I try to prepare them for that amazement, they say they've never seen it before where marijuana is just smoking like people smoke cigarettes. So if I stand up on the free side, I see two guys walk past me with marijuana in their hand, and it's not a big deal. It's not like, oh God, that guy smells of marijuana. It's like, okay, my gardener smokes marijuana.
Right.
My guy, when I go to the garage, the guy that's welding or cutting something, he has a spliff in his mouth, and I'm like, okay, and it's just culturally, you don't even see it.
Right.
And if you tell him not to smoke, you're not telling him to smoke because it's marijuana. You tell him because you just can't take the smoke. If you had a cigarette, you tell him the same thing. So it is not the marijuana you're telling the person not to smoke. It's just that you can't take, you don't like smoke. You know? You're a non-smoker. So that's how Jamaica is. When a person says, hey, don't smoke, it's because they don't like the smoke. It's not has nothing to do with marijuana or cigarettes. So it's amazing. It has taken 20, 30, 40, 50 years of ingraining in the country. So it's hard for somebody thinking outside to understand when they don't see it every day.
Right. Well, no, and I completely understand that. And you know, I've smoked marijuana before myself. Last time I smoked it, I didn't like the way it made me feel, so I haven't smoked it since then. But it's one of those things where, you know, if that's part of your culture, then who am I to say, well, you can't do that?
Yeah,
But I understand the whole political thing. You know, the whole political thing is crazy. But we always get on the Jamaican political thing, so I digress.
yeah.
Well, better than our politics.
That's true. We may all be better off if we just smoke some pot, you know?
Yeah, I think Washington might be certainly.
I tell you, it's amazing. You know, if you come here, you see guys smoke 3, 4, 5, 6 spliffs in a day. They smoke like, you know, somebody would smoke a 10 pack of cigarette. They smoke 10 packs or 10 spliffs a day. That's normal. Like, and they're going to work and they're doing what they do. They're driving, doing it. You're like, wow, these guys are awesome. You're like, welcome to Jamrock. Welcome to Jamaica. So that's it.
Cool. Oh, shoot, my timer's gone off. Tony, what do you got?
I started working on some. I had a great idea for, like Andrew was saying, the cell phone stand. I would have a little pocket for stuff, and I was going to engrave some names on them. And I thought about it more, and it's like, well, I need to add a slot and a thing for a charger. It's like, well, I don't know where everybody's charging port is.
Well, I didn't even bother doing that on mine. One thing you could do is do a two-part stand where they just kind of go in together, and then you can put a notch. Most cell phones now have the center the center charging port. I mean, this is a Galaxy Note, but even my wife's Galaxy phone has that centered charging port. So you're this is the Galaxy Note 4, I think. Yeah. It's a work phone, and I was having issues with my Note 3, and it was right when like a week before the 5 came out, and I was like, dude, I need a new phone. Screw it. You know, you guys are paying for it anyway, so whatever. So I got the Note 4, and you know, I'm not having issues with it, so whatever. I would love the octa-core, and I'd like an 8-core CPU phone, and blah 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 blah, but it's not that serious. It does what I want it to when I want to do it, so for the most part.
How did those gas caps come out, Tony?
Well, they turned out really well.
They looked really good from the pictures. But...
Yeah, no, I was kind of surprised. And then the one thing though is that I think I did those after I did the El Cheapo Quico stiffening mod to the X-axis, and yeah, I think it turned out really great.
So you did the mod with the just the bolts.
Yes,
That's working, you think?
I think it is. I need to like figure out a way to test it. You know, I'm guessing, you know, real aggressive uh, like moves and cut depths and stuff to try to get some flex in there. But then at the same time, I got to make sure I run the tool up to a normal level, so I'm not seeing end mill flex, but you know, Z flex.
That's pretty cool and simple. I wonder, that would be something interesting to model in Fusion under the um, Fusion has the structural analysis features that I don't know. I think Eves has been playing with, but
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet.
there's every time I turn around, I learn something new about Fusion. Yeah, blows my mind. You there, Eves?
Yep.
That's what he's
Hello,
been doing.
Oh, my week was pretty crazy. Had a bunch of Christmas stuff. That was my Monday and Tuesday. I started redoing the electronics and the box. I incorporated the BeagleBone Black. Got my configuration to move over. Ditched the 7-inch touchscreen for now, but I have another BeagleBone Black to test with, so I can continue along Oko. I ordered all the parts, close to 80% of the parts from McMaster for the new unit. I had to build 2 X cards this week, and my VFD is lost in the mail. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it sounds like you're not going to get it.
no, it's officially lost.
Wow.
And the last thing was the plasma cutters ago.
Is the supplier going to replace it?
It hasn't gotten that far. I was literally told yesterday.
Ah. Great.
I guess it sort of depends on if the post office lost it. If it's their insurance that would cover it.
Yeah, they did
Anyway.
because it showed up in. It passed customs. It went through San Diego, from San Diego to some airport, and that was the last thing for 9 days.
I know I had an issue with something, and it was actually an eBay item. So I don't know if it's through eBay or not, but I sent a message to eBay or whoever. I can't remember. I disputed it, I think. Anyway, they gave me the money back, and like 2 days later, the damn thing showed up. It was kind of funny. But that was pretty much the end of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I did some playing around with some of that code on the BeagleBones with the touchscreen Eves, and it's just they don't make it easy.
No, the simpler thing is for me to use a Raspberry Pi attached to a display and run Xterm. That works like a champ. So then I can completely isolate the BeagleBone Black in the box. I don't even have to run an HDMI cable to it. It's completely separate, and I'm okay with that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and certainly not for the farm though, right? You want that for the farm ultimately.
Yeah, but I already had a plan A, B, and C for that. So the touchscreen would have been nice. That was the whole reason why I ordered it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But I mean, I can still move along with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a dead. I think it's completely feasible.
Yeah.
It's just there's no easy place to go for help on. You know, I guess what I was looking for is like, okay, what's the boot process for the darn thing? You know, what's hit at what time?
No, I know exactly what it's doing wrong. The problem is I was trying to get it standardized, so I didn't have to modify it so much. I'm hesitant to release what I have because there's a lot of modifications.
Yeah.
And a lot of those modifications is because a lot of the dependencies are out of date, right? Because I had to upgrade a bunch of stuff. Long story short, basically, the way the BeagleBone Black works is that you have a cape attached to the two 40-pin headers. There's something in it, basically an EEPROM, that tells the OS what it wants pin-wise, an identifier. The problem I'm having is when you use the DB25 cape and the 7-inch touchscreen cape, there's a pin conflict, specifically 3 pins. Normally what you do is you run something called a universal cape, and then you tell it, okay, ignore those 3 pins. But the version of the pin manager that Machine Kit is using ignores those commands. So I had to upgrade that, then change the U-boot, which is basically it's more complex than the kernel. It was like 4 to 5 things I had to change to get it to work, which then it's not really Machine Kit anymore at that point. It's really just an ARM machine running. Well, I guess technically, yeah, it is Machine Kit, but it's more like a Linux CNC box running on ARM because I had to change so much stuff. And I got it to work, but it's really, really, really hacky, and I don't know. I just don't want to. I wanted something where I could just flash it to an or make an image, and then somebody can flash it to an SD card, and it works. Which technically it would, but it's not very clean or elegant. It's once again really hacky and unfortunate. It should work. There's absolutely no reason why it won't work. It's just a pin conflict, and the pins that it's complaining about is nothing mission critical. It's just that that version of the freaking kernel, that's the DTS, the device tree overlay. That's what they have mapped from something from 2010, I think is the mod date on that file. So, I don't know. I thought when I pushed that PR pull request, it was going to get fixed. And then you said it was working. I was like, oh, hallelujah. And then I revisited it. But it's the same issue. No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, we found out at the end, at least it's consistent. I'm glad about that.
Yeah, same exact error, I think.
Yeah, literally the same exact error. And it's just 3 pins. That's all it's complaining about, is literally 3 pins. And they're not even all that important. So
yeah, I got to the point where I could go into the DTS file and comment out the pins that it wanted, just comment them out, and then recompile the DTS file, and it would load. I mean, I could get it to go.
I don't know. The version you have now?
Yeah. It got to the point where once it had enough pins, but there's at that point, well, I guess I didn't. I can say that I quit getting the error message about the pins, but it didn't. It didn't actually come up. Still, I didn't go any further at that point. I just quit.
Because the DTS is basically an XML file. You go in, you can blatantly see the pin mapping, and you can either comment them out or change their positions or whatever. I did that. I put them in the is it the firmware folder? Yeah, firmware folder.
Yep.
Firmware/device. And then inside the boot.txt, you have to go in there and tell it to ignore something, and then it loads. But then it loads, but then it complains because the file name doesn't match the model of the device, and I can't change. Well, technically, I can change the model of the device, but then it's not plug and play anymore, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the issue I'm running into. It's like it's cross-referencing the model name, and it's trying to find the air quote driver for it, and it finds the stock one, and it ignores the modified one.
Yeah, and I see that post. A lot of people posting that same thing with no real answer. So.
Yeah. So, and the thing is it has a freaking EEPROM on it. I could turn off the EEPROM, but then my world of pain will begin because I would have to completely rewrite.
Or just we could add an EEPROM to the BB25 cards.
But then it's not a common thing, right? It's not off the shelf anymore.
Yeah.
That's
I think they will sell you one with EEPROM if you ask.
Nope. I asked because I emailed the guy about because on the website it says we have an image, right? And I'm like, great. So maybe I could build up now. Yeah, we were going to do that, but we never did. Oh, do you have a manual? Yeah, you could just go off the Machine Kit, and he's referencing the link, a hot link to their page that tells you this is the instructions, but there is no instructions.
There is no instructions.
But go to this link, it'll give you an image, and then when you go to there, you get a 404.
Yeah. So we were just ripped off, really.
Man, you got like catch 44s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a Machine Kit is great when it's running, but it's just the documentation is not so great. It's not. I mean, I had to learn more about like ARM processors than I care to really want to know, really.
Yeah, cross-compiling the kernel.
And the thing, okay, I'm glad that you can cross-compile it on other, because compiling the BeagleBone kernel on a BeagleBone Black literally takes 2 days.
Wow.
Literally. But if you do it on your standard desktop, it takes like a minute and a half, right? So Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. I'll get it eventually, but it's not mission critical. I can skip it. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Fun fact though, I told John this already, but I did the jitter test on the BeagleBone Black, and it actually outperforms my desktop that's sitting here. Which I don't know if I should be angry about that or excited about that, but that should be interesting. Should run better. It's purpose built. It's smaller.
Yeah.
It doesn't make noise. Can't get dust in it.
I'm gonna try something while we're on the phone. I wonder if Fusion 360 will run in Wine under Linux.
Oh wow, good luck with that.
If it does, it's going to be super grumpy about it. I don't know that Wine will take advantage of hardware rendering
It
with
has
a graphics processor.
Yeah, well,
Will it?
yeah.
It has DirectX emulation built into it.
Well, you just let me know how that comes out there, John.
I'm gonna brave the waters for all of us.
I know it works under VMware. I know that for a fact.
Get your booze
On
ready.
the what?
VMware.
Oh yeah, it does run on VMware.
Yeah, it runs perfectly fine in VMware.
Well, if as long as it can utilize external hardware like your graphics card, because I know Fusion does take advantage of the external rendering. So
No, because it ran. I mean, what's on there? An
So it won't
Intel 9CH, so that's really old.
let me download it in Linux. Can you send me a link? Can somebody send me a link to it?
To what?
I have the installer
Yeah, can you put that somewhere I can download it from?
well, I had it. Hold on, I may have cleaned it off my downloads. Hold on.
You
But I
talking
had
about
the
VMware?
Fusion 360 web downloader or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll let me. I've actually had fairly good luck with Wine. The latest version it's been running.
Oh,
Still can't
yeah?
get Photoshop to run in it, but that's another story.
I don't know if I can.
Speaking of Photoshop, my sister-in-law posted a picture where somebody had taken a flooded street someplace in Portland and put a walrus sticking out of the water in it. It was kind of cute. It photoshopped the walrus into the middle of the street.
Yeah, I don't have it, John.
All right.
John, what are you looking for?
Oh, just the installer for Fusion 360.
Oh, isn't it keyed? I thought it was keyed when you download it.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's keyed to your. I mean, because I have the installer, but it doesn't ask me for the license info. So I think
I
it's.
think you just have to download it straight from their website through that.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a valid account, they'll let you download it again. That's not a
Yeah,
problem.
should.
It says my computer's not supported when I try. So it's detecting my browser and my OS.
Oh, didn't change the user.
Yeah.
User.
Some of those browsers let you change the emulation too.
Yeah, is that I can do that in Chrome, right?
Yeah, it's called user agent. Change it to IE or something.
Yeah, you change it to IE, should be good. Hopefully.
Do I need an extension to do that, or is that? I've done it before. I might need.
Wait,
an
no, is it
extension.
Chromium? I think it's Chromium, not Chrome. Chromium. It's the one with the blue logo. Or what's the stock browser that's in on the Linux CNC?
Firefox.
Is it Firefox? No, it's not Firefox. That's a picture of like a seal or some shit like that.
I can do Firefox. I wonder if
Weasel.
Firefox will-
That's what it's called. It's called
Weasel. Oh yeah.
I think Weasel probably has a user agent ordeal. These names.
Well, I can talk while I'm doing this, I suppose. Let's see, user agent. All right. What have I got going on? I have 10 orders for mounts. 2 more to go. Then I'll do another order. So that's good. That's happened pretty quick.
On a side note about that,
yeah.
I'm going to be ordering one from you because one of the X
Oh.
cards I'm assembling will require it.
Oh, okay. Just want me to add you to the list.
Okay.
You're
Okay, one more.
assembling X-carves for clients?
Well, no, family members. They're
Ah.
wives.
Don't spread that word around.
No money involved then. That bummer.
No what?
No money involved. You're not charging them for assembling it.
Oh, why would I?
They're family members. You wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
If they were clients, you would. You know, you'd charge for assembly.
Not really. It's not that hard, but whatever. I mean, I had to do
It
2.
doesn't
I did 1 already.
Yeah.
The other one is pretty much done, but they want the. He needs it slightly bigger, so I ordered the open builder stuff. So I'm going to use that with the open rails. So
For why?
Hey,
no X.
hey, Eves, do me something real quick. Do a Google search, just straight Google search, and type in Fusion space 360, and what's the first one in the list? For you, I'm just curious.
Autodesk.
Really? First one for me comes up as fusion360-solidworks.com.
Click it, John. Click it.
Oh, I did. It takes you right to SolidWorks.
Oh.
Holy shit! Are they trolling?
That
Oh god!
is funny.
Oh wow! They're straight up trolling.
They are.
Wow, that's funny.
Oh yeah, that's what comes up on mine too.
That's ballsy.
Whoa.
So that's a paid ad,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
and they paid a lot to get number 1.
Yeah, they did. Huh. That's
Well,
pretty fucking funny.
That'd be fun to go to the Autodesk support forums and post that, and then just, hey guys, you're being outspent.
So what's
Yeah.
fascinating, when you type in Fusion 360, the autocomplete for me is Fusion 360 versus SolidWorks. Is SolidWorks better than Fusion 360? Fusion 360 NYCNC, Fusion 360 download is what pops up in the autocomplete.
Wow.
So wow, that's pretty impressive if they're doing that.
Google must use SolidWorks.
No, those are paid ads. That's
Oh, I
ads.
know.
Yeah, so the SolidWorks is paying that.
Through the nose.
But why would SolidWorks do that?
Just to be a dick about it.
Let's think about it, right? So 2 of the major YouTube channels I watched, that was like SolidWorks Sprue Cam. SolidWorks Sprue Cam is now Fusion. So the tide's apparently turning, and apparently they're a little pissed off about it.
Yeah. I think it was you or John. The only thing that we're really having issues with Fusion 360 right now is their dump into direct, into a standardized draw format for the.
I think they fixed that.
Did they fix it so that you could dump it into a design file?
No. The problem was the coordinate system. Creating the file was not a problem. The coordinate system was jacked up. So it didn't start from 0 at the bottom. It actually, anyway, I think they corrected that, John. Did I send you a link in the middle of the week? I think I did.
Probably.
Let me see if I can find it. It was like a tutorial video. Actually, they released like 6 or 7 tutorial videos in the last like 2-3 days. And one of them was specifically for drawing and parametric.
Huh.
Anyway, I think they actually fixed that, but damage is already done. I already did all that crap in SolidWorks, you ended up doing it over again. So.
In which one?
We're talking about the end plates.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. Anybody click on that that link? I did, and it comes up for a to sign up for a free trial of SolidWorks 2016. And it has a disclaimer. SolidWorks 2016 trials are intended for commercial users evaluating for purchase considerations only. It says students, you can't do. Does not say a single thing about Fusion. I mean, that was
no,
just
no.
No, that's just metadata.
That's just them
trolling.
paying. Yeah, that's just them
Yeah.
paying to have the #1 search spot.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cool.
That is cool.
Well.
And it's odd that they would do that on a Sunday. Huh. Wonder when they. I suppose it's paid for probably a month worth of data. All right. Well, let's. What else did I have going on? Other than playing with the BeagleBone Black a little bit, I didn't do an awful lot this week. I've got end plates, 2 end plates coming. Should be done Wednesday. We'll see. And that's Y-axis end plates. No, Y? X-axis end plates.
Carriage end plates.
Yeah, the side ones. And these are the ones. Just the generic ones that should fit any X carve. We'll see how they work. The ones that you design.
Are you keeping a set, or are you giving them both away?
I'm keeping one set for now until we get the other ones done.
That's gonna be done soon because I pulled the trigger on parts.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason why the VFD was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
This thing jacked up my holidays. Like, that was my Christmas gift to myself.
Oof.
So the whole point was to get the VFD here, the electronics done, get machine kit to talk to the VFD inverter. That was the whole plan. And then I was going to ask you to press the go button on specific parts so I could test it. Because I ordered the X gantry, the Y gantry, the bearings. I pulled the trigger on the bearings.
Are y'all building? Are you guys building your own CNC kit to compete with everybody? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I'm just building something better. That's just.
He's building a really nice monster. I think you've had pictures in it before.
Well, you can see it too. You're in there.
I'm in Windows right now, or on Linux right now, so I dual booted.
Yeah, it's called Andrew Rijoko /Kyujin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Fusion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You can see it, Andrew. What are you crying about?
I just haven't looked at it.
Okay.
Let me pull Fusion up right now. Okay.
I want to be able to do that in Linux.
Well, maybe you should send a message to Fusion 360 and be like, "Hey, fucking Linux support."
You know, there'd be no reason if they're all cloud-based anyway.
Pretty much. Well, the core app is not. That's a local.
The native app.
Yeah.
The native app. Thank you. Is local, but it would be really awesome if they could cloud source that. I don't know. They would have to have a server farm, you know.
I think the local app is Adobe Air.
Yeah.
Which makes it pretty portable from what I understand.
Yeah, Air stuff usually does. Alright, Ridge Oko.
But yeah, I got the bearings, the M8 screws, the extrusions, all except the bottom ones, and definitely not the bed because that costs more than everything. ×2, I think.
You gotta order that bed, man. You gotta order that bed. That'd be
No,
awesome.
it's like almost $2,700 for the bed alone.
Okay, after your first few jobs, then you can order that.
That's never gonna happen. I'm just gonna use something else. I put it there because I needed a place marker, and then I kind of rendered it, and it looked pretty, and I never removed it. But in reality, I never would order that. It's just too freaking. The problem is that even if I shorten the width, it's the length that screws me. Because if you get it in the 250, 500 millimeters? I think, is it 250 or 500? One of those two are the default lengths. The fact that I'm going 1,000, 100, and 1,800, screw it. And even if I break it up, it makes no difference.
Huh.
It's just stupidly, grossly expensive. So
Obnoxiously.
yeah. So I'm probably going to do the same thing I'm doing now with T-tracks, except more of them, and I don't know what the base material is going to be yet. But
What's the purpose of the splash guards other than? I mean,
Don't they
is it
look
just?
cool?
Oh no, absolutely, they look cool as fuck. I'm just asking if there's a particular, because that's all that's going to do is throw material back into your potentially throw chips back into the path of your bearings, wouldn't it? Eves?
half of the bearing. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the Ridge Oko. And I'm talking about the clear side plates.
Oh, yeah, but the
Uh,
bearings are on the other side of the gantry. There's a big, huge plate that's in front of that.
That's not what I'm talking about. So there's that L-shaped angle iron that the whole carriage is running back and forth across, where the bearings. And one of the upgrades that I was going to do to my X-Carve was to put a plate, kind of like what I think Tony did this. You put the plate in front of the gantry and kind of cover it up to keep material from falling into the path of the wheels.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round.
Yeah, but the
round
end
and
plate.
round.
Yeah, okay. So first off, all of that stuff is on the opposite side. On the X-Carve, they're all pointing inwards. On my machine, they're pointing outwards. Right?
Then I don't understand. Then maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Here. Share screen. Share this screen. Share. So I'm looking at this, and I'm talking about these.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your wheels are here, and your cutting surface is here, then
Yeah,
how
it would
does
have to
this
get
prevent
past.
material from getting into that? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm
No, because-
I'm not criticizing your design. I'm trying to understand.
No,
what
I'm
that
out. That's
does.
why I made the plate so huge, first off, and that's why both of those trucks are on the other side.
Okay. Oh,
So-
and I see
And
what
where
you're
my
talking
machine
about.
sits, on the left-hand side of you. Oh, where'd it go?
Present him, John.
Presenting in 1 second.
Yeah, so where all my end mills and stuff, it sits in a holder on the left-hand side, and as it sits now, there's like an eighth of inch of just crap sitting on top of it. And on the right-hand side, there's a wall, but that's where the cable, the drag chain,
Right.
the main e-stop, and where all the electronics are.
Right. Well, and I mean, I understand that these would be for keeping chips from flying from inside of here out. I get
Yeah.
that. But I know that one of the biggest issues that I have with my X-Carve right now is material actually getting on the travel path of the wheels. I understand you're using bearings, which is a little bit different ball game. But that was, you know, I understand that this is a very large plate too. But that's what I was wondering about is if there's a you know, how that would affect that.
I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I build it.
Oh, well, that's fair. But yeah, I'm gonna be building some sort of a cover for mine to try to keep as much shit out of there as I can. I've got cardboard on mine right now, which doesn't do a bad job. Looks like shit, but it doesn't do a bad job. But yeah, that was a question. I saw these and I thought, well, maybe they should be over there or whatever. But
Yeah,
cool.
but there's no way because the rack and pinion's on that side.
yeah, I'm seeing the rack and pinion and stuff now, and to your point, the only way to put some sort of a cover there would be to eat up part of your. You'd have to put something like right here on this side of the motor.
Well, you're gonna have to want to
You'd have to
figure
do
out a way to
do
rack
that.
and pinion too.
Yeah, you'd have to do that to keep shit out of the rack and pinion. And that's removing a bunch of your bed space. Just, like I said, not trying to eat up your design. Wonderful design. It was just a question of how do you overcome that particular challenge. And yes, the large plate here will definitely do you a lot of service as far as that's concerned. And the rack and pinion is facing down, which is going to remove a lot of that issue as well. So.
I don't know. I do regular maintenance. I don't let crap pile up. I mean,
Yeah, oh, absolutely, and I do too. But it was just a question. No worries.
Done. Let's see. That's done.
The it could have been though inverted so that the rack and pinion and the drive motors and everything are outside of the rails without too much difficulty, I think.
yeah, but the problem is then it's going to increase the length, and that's a custom length for McMaster car.
Well, you know, if that design works for you and your regular maintenance and everything else, then fantastic. Like I said, it wasn't aimed at a flaw in your design. It was just I struggle with that now with getting parts in that fly off into my tracks when I'm doing my woodworking stuff, especially on really long jobs, because I don't have a dust boot yet. Although I did tap and drill and tap 4mm holes on the spare motor mount, so I'm going to be swapping that motor mount out at some point. I just didn't really want to take the whole freaking Z-axis apart today. So
it would be a custom length of what, Eves? From McMaster.
The width. I would have to make it wider.
All right, but
It's already
what McMaster parts would be
so you have
longer.
2 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot. If you go anything beyond those are considered custom, and you have to pay per inch. So the fact that
on what material? On the extrusion?
the thing you're asking me about, the extrusion.
Okay. So you're getting those extrusions from McMaster car then.
Yes.
Okay. I caught up to you.
how's the pricing on the McMaster versus 80/20 for the extrusions?
Same.
Are they competitive or
That's
about the
literally
same?
the same exact price.
Okay.
The only thing that was not the same price was the bearings, but I went someplace else anyway.
Hey John, am I still presenting? Can I turn that off?
Are you?
Yeah.
No.
you're on.
Are you?
No, he's not.
No.
I'm not. It says you're presenting to everyone. What am I presenting?
Stop presenting. You were. That's odd.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was presenting you, I guess.
I don't know why.
I know it wasn't.
Anybody want to see that?
That's scary.
Don't give me those controls. Huh. Well, I guess that's no Tyler today. Saturdays are hard for him, he said, anyway, at this time, especially with Christmas coming up.
Yeah. And Eric's probably studying for finals.
Yeah, he got his machine done, and he hasn't really had a chance to use it much.
Mm. What size belting are you using on the the reduction from stepper motor to pinion drive, Eves? Eves must
Eve?
step away from his.
Ah,
Well, we'll go back to that.
I'm trying hard to make this work, but easy on me. The wine. Huh. We'll see. It's funny, the executable for the Fusion installer is it uses Python. Interesting. In Windows. Well, everybody is so quiet today.
I'm just sitting here rolling that machine around in Fusion, looking at it from different angles.
It's nice. It's clean. It's got a low profile. I like it.
Yeah.
A lot of Z movement.
Yeah.
No belts. I guess that's the big thing.
No, just the two little loops of belt, or 3 little loops of belt for the
Yeah.
pinion drive.
Yeah, that's right.
Those you can use 9mm wide G3s and GT3s.
Yeah, I don't. Do you remember what you spec those belts out, or have you done that yet, Eves, on the pinion drives?
On the rack and pinion, GT2 9mm.
Okay.
Oh, you can use 2mm pitch. Okay.
Do what?
It's 2mm pitch then.
Yeah, just standard GT2, just 9mm wide.
Yeah. Thought you might go to the stronger GT, the 3mm pitch, but 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Yeah, and it's a simple matter of swapping on pulleys.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a short belt, so. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
What's the ratio on that? Do you know? What are you running at?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I suppose it's kind of depends.
No, actually, I did the math upstairs. I can pull my doc.
3.732466.
3 to 1. I thought that could be wrong. I thought it was 3 to 1 or 1 to 3. Which one? 1 to 3? 3 to 1. I don't remember.
3 to 1.
2.73 to 1.
2.73. Okay. That will certainly work. And what's the pitch on the rack and pinion?
I'm assuming. I'm trying to open up my Evernote here. Yeah, 20-degree pitch, 20-degree pressure angle. Half-inch wide, half-inch tall.
Okay.
That's a big belt. Yeah, half-inch wide. Yeah, that's good size.
You mean the pinion?
No, that's for the pinion and rack and pinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you use a metric pitch on that, or did you use a imperial pitch?
Imperial pitch.
Yeah.
I'm not designing the rack and pinion. I'm buying that. So.
Yeah, but you had to buy it. So you got that from McMaster-Carr?
No.
Yeah. The rack and pinion?
No.
Right? Oh, I thought they came from McMaster.
No. Well, they have them, but yeah, no. I went
Too expensive.
No, they didn't have the matching gear. The ones that I found that the correct pinion, I couldn't find the matching gear, and even then, I would have to figure out how to wrap a GT2 belt around it. So all of that's like pre-made, pre-done. I'm getting them in two 2-meter lengths because they didn't have anything that was long enough, and then I'll just butt them up.
Awesome.
But you're not sure if it's an imperial pitch or a metric pitch on the.
I don't have it in my
Rocket.
notes. I don't know.
Doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, only thing I wrote was 20-degree pitch, 20-degree pressure angle. That's it. That's all I have.
20-degree pitch. I wonder if it's a Mod 2 rack and pinion. Let's see what my master car's got. Just for curiosity.
Oh well, that was fun while it lasted. They probably put something in there purposely so you can't. Well, guys.
Okay. You say it's a half by half. Okay. Okay, it's a probably then it's a diametral pitch 20 diametral pitch with a 20% or 20-degree pressure angle. So yeah, that'll work. Bye bye.
Is that your bird?
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah, that's my bird. Bye bye. Key. Yeah. What's your guesstimation for cost for one of these units, Yves?
You're talking about what? The entire thing?
Yeah.
I think it's $790 or something like that.
$790? That's not bad. That's not bad.
Just a material cost, I suppose, right? We haven't.
Yeah, that's before getting all that stuff machined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you buying the rack and pinion drives ready made?
No, that's the parts that need to get machined.
Okay, you're gonna machine that rack and pinion pivoting gear arrangement.
Just that bracket thing.
Yeah.
Anti-backlash.
Yeah, anti-backlash.
Yeah. It completely zeroes out any clearance in the gears, so you don't. Were those gears and racks hardened?
I'd assume so,
Yeah.
because it's specifically for this task. That's what they were meant for.
Okay. Yeah. You'd want, because there's so much rubbing going on between the rack and the pinion because you've got zero clearance. You want to use a hardened rack and a hardened pinion, or they'll just chew themselves up pretty fast.
Well, guys, I'm out of here.
Yep.
I gotta go.
I'm gonna call it.
Yep. Let's call it, gentlemen.
All right. You
See you,
still
Tony.
alive, John?
All right.